Alright. Hello everyone. And of course we're having another vlog. Well, I'm, having another vlog because there's some more stuff to talk about. First off, probably noticed, trying a different thing with lighting. It's probably not gonna work that well, but we'll see. Everyone's like, man, it looks like it's nighttime over there. I'll change it back. But I just figured, maybe not everyone wanted the glare, because I noticed that was kind of a thing. So anyways, you probably all noticed, and this is even though I'm doing the vlog, that we have been a little less active. And we haven't been massively less active. We've still been doing stuff on YouTube. But I figured I'd go ahead and explain that, and, well, as best I can. This is some personal info about other people, and I've already been too cautious with my personal info. It occurred to me, I'm like, I'm still not going to divulge everything in my personal life, but it wouldn't hurt to be a little more open so everyone actually knows what's going on rather than just being vague. But, so yeah, there's been some tough times. You could say someone rather close to me had a rather tough breakup with things, and so that's been a major distraction. Been doing a lot on that. And also there's been a lot of other personal life stuff, which is why I have yet to do a video. Which is why we haven't been doing a lot of stuff, and also why I haven't done a video already about E3. And I would say about Equestria Girls, but I'll get to that in a second. So, yeah. I don't know if there's anything else I can say about that. I've just been, I've been trying my best with that stuff, but, there's after a degree of everything happening at once. There's, sometimes it's harder to actually sit down and make the videos. So, and upload the videos. So, yeah, it's been a bit slower, but I think things are turning around. So I think you're gonna see a fix on that. I feel bad because once again I'm being cryptic. I'm like, there's stuff happening, but if it were just me, I'd probably tell you. Except I might not, because I wouldn't want to be depressing. Because I wouldn't want to be like, oh man, guys, I had this super big breakup, but I'm really sad about it, and you should feel bad. But then, I don't want to go off on and, tell you, like, I don't want to, without someone's permission, be like, oh man, this person's having such a tough time, you should give them sympathy. No. So, yeah. But, no, there's nothing really happening to me personally bad, but, it's still like, well, I've been helping people out, and, Saper's been busy with stuff, so yeah, it's just not really been the best of luck on stuff going on. But like I said, I think things are going to normalize out. Even if Saper continues to be busy, I'll try my best to do. I'll do a little more on vlogs if he's still busy, and I'll do more Pony Fantasy because I've been meaning to do that anyways. So yeah, that's gonna keep being a thing, and I'll just do more vlogs because because I can. No. Well, kind of. I guess because they're fun. I'm like, I can talk about stuff. Which I've been talking about a lot of stuff lately. So, yeah. Anyways, so before I get into any of the more strange subjects, let's actually go over some of the things that I kind of missed the initial strike for, but I still might as well bring up. So E3, I've kind of missed a lot of that because there's been personal stuff going on. Um, but from what I've seen so far, E3 still looks great, except for Microsoft. Um, that was one of the funny things about the Sony press conference, and I still don't mind them bashing Xbox. It was just still funny because they mentioned all of the all of they of course brought up all of the stuff that Xbox did want, and everyone was super hyped for that, and so they're doing everything right. But it's one of those funny things to see people cheer for, because before Xbox One, all of this stuff was expected from a game console. You were expected to have no DRM policy. You were expected to be able to trade in games. You were expected to be able to buy used games. And then Xbox One is just like with our console. You have to be online constantly. You can't buy used games. You can't trade in games. And you have to install games onto your console, because game playing isn't already getting stupidly annoyingly long enough. Like, that is even with the consoles I like now, that is an issue that I've still been having for a bit. It's just that gaming used to be so easy with consoles, and that was really a console's major advantage, in my opinion, besides things like multiplayer and the ease of just sitting on a couch and all of that, without having any kind of complicated hookup for your computer system, or anything. Yeah, I could just, like, PS2, GameCube, all of that, I just shove a disc in on whatever I wanted to play, turn on the power, and bam, I was playing. I didn't have to sit there and loading screen, or, well, not sit at loading screen, never happened, but I didn't have to sit there and boot up the game, and then boot up the system, and then all of a sudden, bam, you have to download an update, and I think one of the things that they really should do for the updates that would make them more worthwhile is if every time something had to download an update, there was always patch notes for it. Because that's why I never liked it. It's like, if there were patch notes, I'd probably actually be okay, because I'd be able to see what they're changing. But most of the time, there's an update for a game, I just keep playing. I like the game updates, and then I start playing it, and then I can't tell what they changed. I'm like, man, this game sure did change with that one little thing that they probably fixed, like probably a bug or something. But yeah. So, I don't know. But anyways, certainly, at least I haven't popped in a game, and usually they don't tell me to install the game, and if they do, it's not the console creator's fault. They're not like, you gotta make games that have long-ass install times. No. But, with the Xbox One, every game, you pop in a game about the fucking Teletubbies, and you're gonna have to install that shit. I don't know why the fuck you would do that, but I'm just saying, you wanna play a simple, easy kid game, just casual game, gotta install that shit, cause it's not like it can just run off the disc. What kind of pussy-ass software can just run off the disc? Anyways. And enough people have torn apart the Xbox One. I'm just like, god damn. I didn't realize that Microsoft was this stupid. But hey, admittedly, recently, well, actually, he's not really console fan, so probably not. But recently, my friend was just bashing the hell out of them because of all the issues Windows still has. And they're like, come on, can't these guys, program anything? Windows is still sure the best computer system. And I was like, yeah, there's a few issues I have with Windows, and I imagine there's probably for a while, or for a really long time, there's gonna be some major Windows issues. I've heard that a lot of people have issues with like Windows 8 and stuff. But anyways, yeah. At least I can game. That's why I'm not like, that's why I'm not like, I'm gonna go buy an Apple, cause fuck that. I'm a gamer, there's so many games that aren't, Mac supported or Apple supported, and, there's just, from what I hear, there's just so many limitations, and it's like, yeah, you won't catch viruses on an Apple, but, if you're smart, you won't really catch viruses on your computer either. I just a while ago, I had a friend, help set me up, and with Avast and some other stuff, and yeah, I haven't had any problems on my laptop. The most I've ever had to do is I occasionally have to clear cookies, because sometimes there's some annoying stuff that happens with that. But besides that, I think I've been good with not having to worry about any of that. My computer certainly, as long as I've had this laptop, it's never once exploded, and it's only once had any kind of major issues, and then it didn't even really do anything. Just reset the computer, and then I talked to a friend about it, and he's like, yeah, just that if anything else happens, talk to me, but just sometimes there's some bug in whatever, and it it'll like the computer will get super confused if stuff happens. I don't really know how to explain what I was saying there, but anyways, yeah. So that's that. So then yeah. So the PS4, everyone was super hyped about that, and they did what they needed to do, which was be better than Xbox, and that was super easy. Which I guess is why I'm like, I can't bash on them for that, because that's actually, that was a smart thing to do, and it was actually really funny. But it's just like, consoles have been expected to do that for a while. So, I'm not, I can't give them a ton of credit. I can give them credit for not fucking up. Sony right now deserves all the credit for not fucking up, but, that's all it is with the no DRM policy and all of that. It's not fucking up. That's not being an idiot, Because, like I said, the consoles have always been expected to be able to do that. I've never once sat down on my PlayStation, 1 through 3, or any of my Nintendo systems, or anything, and thought, man, I'm really glad that I own this system, because it doesn't have any dumbass DRM policies that require me to be online constantly. Or, man, I'm glad that I can buy used games for this. I just always have been able to, because that's the way consoles work. Which is, what really gives them an edge on it still gives them a little bit of an edge, like consoles that you don't have to install stuff for and things like that. I'm not gonna say it gives you a perfect edge, but that is nice, because still you are more likely to be able to buy the newest whatever, the newest Mario game, or the newest Smash Brothers game. You're a lot more likely to be able to go to the store and buy the newest Smash Brothers game, and then put it in and just play it, than you would with any computer game. Where you'll have to, like, get it, and then you have to be like, wait, everyone, like, if it's a multiplayer, if it's not, then that's fine, but if it's multiplayer, you have to be like, okay, now, I know I just got this so we could play it, but give me an hour or more, or multiple, so it can download, and so it can update, and so it can do everything, so it can take an hour coffee break after doing all of that. Maybe, yeah. Maybe give my computer a little extra time, because I might want to multitask on it. So, yeah. It's not to say that I hate computer gaming. Obviously, I play computer games. I'm just stating that that's one of those things I'm like, yeah. It's funny how much of an issue I actually have with just having an install policy. I'm like, there's no point in that. I don't see why anyone thought that was a good idea. Like, you're just making games less and less convenient. And that whole policy thing with being online, I don't get that. What is the point? What is the point of having a policy that requires internet use? There isn't one. So, yeah. Xbox One just ignored their E3 coverage. I was like, no, I'm not even gonna bother looking. Nintendo, thinking the new Smash Brothers, that's the main thing. I'm like, I'm so hyped about that. I did see that, and saw the E3 coverage, and I was like, that looks so amazing. They always do this, like, every like the first two Smash, like from the first Smash Brothers, second Smash Brothers, I didn't really think who else could they put in this, because the first Smash Brothers didn't actually have that many characters. But then when they did Brawl, I was thinking, like, who else could they put in this who'd be a really big character? And then they found more characters that are, more than interesting, and I'm like, that's really sweet. That's awesome. And then the same thing with after Brawl. I was like, how the fuck are they gonna top this? I mean, you had freaking Sonic and Snake in their game. What do you do to top that? And then they got Mega Man. And I'm like, as long as the game is still good, this freaking series keeps getting better. I'm like, man, there is not a more extreme version of the good kind of fan service than this. And this isn't the fan service where it's like, here, I know most of you we're teenage guys, here, have some boobs. No, it's like, this is the kind of fan service where it's like, I know you're a Nintendo fan, that's why you're here. Here, have, well, not even just a Nintendo fan, you're probably a huge nerd. You play a lot of games, I bet. Most Nintendo fans, maybe they're not like, you're a huge nerd, but, they're like, well, you probably play a lot of games, you're here, right? And it's like, yeah, of course, Nintendo, I play a lot of games, I buy a lot of Nintendo games, a lot of other games. So, like, here, let's just mash up, like, everything you love into one wonderful package, and make that package punch it and I don't even know how to explain it. It's just, like, amazing. And I'm like, it's the best. I love it. So now it has Mega Man, and I'm once again hyped. And like I said, as long as the gameplay is still good, and I don't imagine how they'll mess it up. It'll be fun. They also have some other new characters, but Mega Man's the main one that's giving me the nerdgasm. You know, I'm like, you know, the villager from Animal Crossing. That's kind of cool. But that's one of the other interesting things they always do. They have those characters that they seem to have two kind of characters. They have one kind of character that I'm like, I never asked for because I never thought to, because it's not a Nintendo character, but when they get it, it's freaking amazing. And then they have the type of characters they never asked for because I never thought I wanted it. And then they're like, announce it for the new Smash Brothers. I'm like, that's still pretty sweet that you guys thought of that, because I never would have. If I was a game maker, I never would have been like, you know who needs to be a character in the new Smash Brothers? The trainer from the freaking fitness games. I wouldn't have thought of that. You know, it's not a character I'm super hyped about, but it's one of those characters that after looking at the character, I'm like, that actually looks kind of interesting. The villager looks more interesting. The trainer, I'm like, and I wouldn't have thought of the villager either, but the trainer is one of those characters I'm like, this doesn't feel like it fits, but maybe it does, but I'm not super, I'm not super, they're probably not going to be my favorite character. They're going to be one of those characters that, it's like, when I feel like playing a weird character, I'm going to, you know, pretty much whenever I was like, I want a really weird character before, I'd usually be like, I'm gonna be Mr. Game & Watch, and or something like that. So I imagine it's gonna be like that. If I'm like, I want a weird character, I'm gonna be the fitness person. That works. So yeah. So that is my coverage on that. Like, there's some other hype stuff from Nintendo, but that is the epitome of, like, you know, I'm like, sure, they had some other stuff. I was even hyped about it at the time, like, they're doing new Legend of Zelda, and you know, like, Legend of Zelda's always hyped. You know, I love me some Legend of Zelda, some Link going around and saving the world and saving the princess, and you know, there's so many cool things with series, but I don't know. I'm just like, I'm too hyped about Smash Brothers to specifically go out and name everything else from Nintendo. I guess there's the new Pikmin. There's that. I don't really know what else to say about it. It looks like Pikmin. I imagine it will be Pikmin. It'll, you know. I'm like, yeah. I'm sure I'm going to love it at the time, but, you know, right now, like I said, I'm just more hyped about Smash Brothers. And it's Pikmin. You pick up the guys, and then you control the army of the little Pikmins, and then you kill the things, and then it's awesome. But, yeah. and then you collect the things that everyone's like, oh man, this giant battery right here, this shit is so hype, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess it is. I'll take your word for it. And then you get money, or whatever. This one looks like it'll work a little differently, but yeah. So, then there's Sony stuff, which I actually haven't looked into that much, but I am hyped about the PS4. I remember The Last of Us came out, and I heard that was amazing. That doesn't really have to do with E3, but, you know, speaking of Sony, really need to, get that. It's yeah. What else? They're making a, yeah, they're making a Thunderdome, not Thunderdome, you know, is it Mad Max? I think it's Mad Max. Anyways, yeah. they're making a game about it. It's pretty. It's one of those things I'm like, I don't know if I'm hyped about or not, but maybe I'm hyped about it. I don't know. There's a lot of things on my Sony list. I'm like, I could list, but I'm feeling lazy, and I hadn't really, and that's basically what I missed. I'm like, I got the Nintendo games that I've been watching, and then I got the PS4 thing that I've been watching, but I haven't really been watching the Sony games. Let's see. Yeah, I figured I'd been talked for a bit. Okay, so yeah, that's why that's why I guess I haven't. But that's pretty much the way I haven't been watching E3. I'm like, yeah. So I guess I haven't missed out that much. And like I said, I'm just ignoring Xbox now. I'm like, I don't care what you have at E3. You already fucked up. Yeah, I'm like, sure, they could have exclusives. I'm sure they're gonna have a new Halo. But, I'm kind of getting bored of Halo, Well, I'm not gonna say it's a terrible game. I'm just like, they've had a lot. They've had a lot. I don't really feel like I need more. At least not at the moment. It's not something that I've been waiting for. They don't have the perception of Nintendo where they're like, we shouldn't make too many of these because people will get bored of it, or if we do, we should do something different. Which is the interesting thing about Mario and about a few of the Nintendo franchises. I think Nintendo is one of those franchises that usually when they do something, they can do something that isn't the original product, and it's still fun. It's like, sure, not every Mario game is the original platforming style, but I never played a Mario game and was like, man, this is such a betrayal. This is the worst. This is no good showing of the series at all. And I'm sure there's a few games that I have been like that about. I can't really exactly think of any off the top of my head, but I'm sure there's people in the comments, and there are definitely games like that. Don't get me wrong. I just at the moment I'm like, oh well, actually I have one, and it's not even a total betrayal of the series. I just and it was fun in its own way. But there was the newest Banjo-Kazooie game, which was Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. And that wasn't what I wanted. Like, they were like, we're gonna make a new Banjo-Kazooie, and they made it a racing game, and I'm like, Banjo-Kazooie wasn't a racing game. They haven't made a new Banjo-Kazooie in like years, and they decide, what would be the best idea is if we turn this platforming game into a racing game after making everyone wait like 8 years for a new one, and they just started assuming that there wouldn't be a new one because that didn't sell well enough or something, and they're like, no, we're gonna make a racing game out of it because we can see we're so hyped about the game, and it's like, no, I'm not saying it's not fun, but I'm not really. Racing games aren't my main genre, and that's that takes away a lot of the things I loved about this series. Even if I did love racing games, it's like sure, racing games can be fun. I really like Mario Kart, and heck, I don't even really hate what they did with the system in this one. The whole create your own vehicle thing is really cool. But it's not Banjo and Kazooie. It's like you could have just called it something else and made a new property out of it. I get that it'll probably sell better if you have the brand name, but come on now. you know, it's an easy way to upset fans too if you just shove the name of something on something else. But I guess the thing with Mario is you never have that weight, and they never make you feel like they're moving off of other things. Cause like with Banjo and Kazooie, I don't think we're ever going to see a true to its original Banjo and Kazooie experience. That's just not gonna happen anymore. You know, they had the new one, and I don't know how well it sold, but even if it sold well, I really don't expect them to be like, we're gonna make a Banjo 3E, because fans have been asking for it so much. No, it's probably dead. Not to be a huge downer, I'm just like, yeah. I'm not currently in my mind, like, Banjo-Kazooie's gonna come back. I'm currently like, you know, hopefully they don't say, you know what we need? We need more Banjo-Kazooie racing games. I'm just hoping for that. I want it to become Sonic. You know, we need more Sonic racing games that don't make any sense because Sonic can run faster than cars. I'm like, yeah. If you're going to put Sonic in a racing game, don't give him a vehicle. That's my advice. I'm like, no. Just put Sonic down and put him versus cars. That'd be probably the best idea. That'd be, you know, I get why they don't do that, because I'm like, I get that doesn't really make logical sense, and it'd give anyone controlling Sonic just so much more maneuverability. But still, it makes more sense than Sonic driving a car. But whatever. I'm not even sure that all Sonic racing games are bad. That's usually just like the main plot hole, besides the fact that the story pretty much always sucks. As far as any Sonic racing game I've played. But anyways, I haven't played that many. But yeah, so Mario, it's always great because, you know, it's like yeah, it's Mario. They keep making, you know, it's like they keep making Mario games that are Mario games, but then they also keep making Mario Party games and Mario Kart games and Mario Sports games. But they never say, it never feels like they're saying, hey, forget about that normal Mario, now you have Mario Kart. No, they're saying, hey, you know Mario, you love that guy, right? Yeah, everyone loves Mario, how could you not? I'm sure there's some people disagree, but, you know, Nintendo fan, I love Mario. he's pretty hype. He's pretty good. So, you know, it's like, hey, you get Mario, your normal Mario, you get to jump around, you love that. Here, you know, I bet you guys would love if he drove around in a cart, or if he played a friendly game with his friends, and you could play with your friends, you know. And I'm like, that's good, you know. It's always weird to me when some people hate on Nintendo, and there's like, there are even some things that I don't love about Nintendo, but they'll be like, man, you know what's bad? Pokemon. And I'm like, well, yeah, they've made like tons of Pokemon games that are all for me, I'm like, wow, there's so many of these games, and they feel the same. And then I stopped buying them, because I'm like, it's like the same thing. I don't know. They did change it. I mean, but, you know, but I'm like, and even then it seems like they changed things to how they added additions that I'm like, sure, this is an addition, but it's not really innovation. They add in the ability to have your one Pokemon follow you around, and it'll be your special buddy, and I'm like, Pokemon Yellow had that. Game Boy game. Pokemon Yellow had that. sorry, I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm not currently on the Pokemon hype train, but I'm not going to tell anyone playing Pokemon they shouldn't play Pokemon. I'm just saying I don't get it. But whatever. If you want to be like, this is why Pokemon is cool in the comments, you can be, otherwise that's fine too, whatever. Except for Pokemon the show. Pokemon the games, I'll be like, that's fine. Interesting. Anyways, yeah. So Pokemon the game, I'll be like, that's fine. You know, I might not still enjoy it or get it, but it's obvious that it's still a good game, in its own respects, and I can understand why people play it. You know, I'm like, yeah, I even kind of do get why people get it. It still has its things. Pokemon the show, no, I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. I don't understand why anyone would still watch it. I'm like, oh my god, the characters are so stupid. Mainly the issue is that they've been stupid forever. And I'm like, but they're more stupid now. And the issue is that the show's been going for too long, and that the writers are out of ideas. So to make the thing make sense, to make the story make sense, the characters have to keep being stupid. So even when they learn a lesson, they don't learn their lesson. You know, oh man, you know, I learned my lesson that I should really make sure to keep an eye on Pokemon types. Or, oh man, I learned my lesson that friendship is really important. Or, oh man, I learned my lesson not to steal. But then it doesn't stick. It doesn't matter. And you know, it's been going for so long that they literally had to change out some of the voice actors. And obviously the new voice actors sound stupid because I'm used to the old voice actors. And so I'm like, I can't tell if they sound stupid or if I just like the old voice actors, so I'm used to them. But either way, I don't like it. So I don't approve. I don't approve of the series. I don't approve of the fact that the characters have regressed so much that I actually think they're more stupid than when the thing first started. You know, I don't generally like it. And I don't like the fact that, like, I don't like the reasons that they usually give for a lot of things. Like the fact that Ash hasn't won any of the Pokemon's tournaments, the big ones. I'm always like, at first I thought it was because Ash was still being stupid, because obviously everyone's still stupid. And then someone was doing live stream and for whatever reason was like, here, I want to show guys how stupid the new Pokemon's is. And I'm like, yeah, it's pretty stupid. And then I realized it was really stupid because Ash goes up against some guy, and randomly out of his ass, he like pulls out 2 legendary Pokemon in a row, and I'm like, that's some bullshit. Where the fuck did you get those? Like the show, every time there's a legendary Pokemon, they have to make a movie about it. Ash doesn't just see a legendary Pokemon and go, oh man, this is so hype, I'm gonna catch it and then use it in a tournament. No, there's a whole story behind it. Oh, also, part of the character regression I don't like, that I never liked, is that Ash always gives up his Pokemon from the previous, like, season or whatever. So every time he goes to a new island or region or whatever, he'll give up his other Pokemon. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Do you really have to do that? I get that they don't want you to just be like, you know, I have, you know, go Charizard, good game, you know, but still, I just don't see the purpose in it. I doubt Gary motherfucking Oak does that. Motherfucking Gary Oak. Oh. But yeah. Anyways, so, you know, but that's my opinion on both of those. Pokemon's the game, you know, if people are still into it, that's fine, you know. Pokemon's the series, I wouldn't recommend it. If you're currently watching it, I can't say anything positive about that. I'm like, you should probably stop. But hey, I'm still not gonna be like, I have to stop. I'm just like, it infuriates me. The show. It's not cool. But I have been rambling on that for a bit. And I feel like I've gotten really off topic, but I tend to do that. I love talking. You probably all noticed. Um, hmm. So I was saying some stuff, and oh yeah, it's funny because I went on all this. I meant to say this at the beginning, but for anyone who is personally involved in any personal stuff right now, and for everyone watching, I don't regret. I don't regret that I've been busy with personal stuff. I don't. I missed Sony, a lot of Sony's E3 coverage, and I haven't seen Equestria Girls yet, mainly because of the fact that well, not really because of the fact that I've been busy, but I probably would have been planning it a little earlier. You know, I probably would have been planning towards it a little earlier if I hadn't have been busy, but at the same time, I like seeing movies a little late, so that's fine. Just because, you know me, you know, well, I don't know, you know, I don't like crowded theaters. My favorite thing is the opposite. I love when I get a theater alone, or alone with the people I came in with, you know, like, that's just what I'm like, that's my favorite way to catch things in the theater. I'm like, it is so cool to have a theater pretty much to yourselves, or to yourself, or whatever. You get whatever seat you want, and you know, you get to relax. You don't have to worry about other people talking. And if you want to talk to anyone you're in the group with, you don't have to worry about anyone worrying about that, you know. It's a more relaxed thing. And yeah, it's just nice. And it's funny because the last few times I've been in the theater, I've been in the theater with talkative people, and someone in the audience was like, "Shut the fuck up," you know. It's kind of common. But anyways, yeah. So it's probably gonna be less common now because I you know, because admittedly, well, yeah, there's some stuff that's happened between some peoples, but that's for another day. So you know, but the exception was probably when I saw Wreck-It Ralph, which I don't remember when I saw, but you know, obviously that movie. Yeah, I went to see with my grandpa and my little brother and stuff, and it was pretty much a family thing, and, yeah, so, no, you know, no one was talking a lot, and, you know, no one was bothering us with how much we were talking, or anything, because we weren't talking a lot, which was nice, because my grandpa rambles more than I do. And he talks slowly. But that's besides the point. Hopefully, well, I imagine people would tell me, you know, they'd be like, I don't like your vlogs if my vlogs are boring. You know, the only person who has told me anything to that effect just generally doesn't enjoy vlogs, so I'm like, well, that's fine, you know, I can't judge it off of that. They don't watch anyone's vlogs. So, yeah. But yes, I don't regret the things that I've been doing, but, you know, at the same time, like I said, things will pick back up. We're probably going to start doing live streams as well. You know, no one's really given us feedback on that, and I kind of expected that, but that's fine. I think, probably gonna do Castlevania Bloodlines for our first one. We might not, but, I was recently, like, talking about old Castlevania games with the pair, and he hasn't played Castlevania Bloodlines yet. It's like, well, yeah, you just, as long as you're playing with the guy with the whip, it's mostly classic Castlevania gameplay, so I think you'd like that. I think you'd appreciate it, probably. But yeah. So, I've been playing around with it, and I like it so far. And then just some other general stuff. I'll probably finish Let's Playing Pony Fantasy, but I think anything like that I'll probably actually live stream. Anything I'm just playing on my own, that'll randomly adjust the country. I was probably on the camera. Anyways, I'm currently wearing shorts. Anyways, yes. Stuff. I was saying, oh yeah, games I'm just playing individually by myself, that I don't really know need a Let's Play. I'll probably start doing that first. Like, Cave Story I might do a live stream on. Because I know Saper said he played Cave Story and he didn't find it that exciting. But, you know, I'm like, oh, I kind of want to do something with it, but I don't know if I want to Let's Play it, because those games I'm kind of just personally playing, and I'd probably just, like, randomly play it for 3 or 4 hours at a time without really trying to comment on it. I'm just like, here's the game. I'm shooting some stuff. I'm shooting a bag in the face. And, you know, stuff. Yeah. So that's that. Obviously, I think I'm getting kind of a... well, I've been talking for a while, like, my throat's getting dry. I should have, grabbed some water, but yeah. I'll grab some water after I finish this, so... I think that's basically what I get out. I haven't seen Equestria Girls yet, as I said, but I'm going to. So, I'll give my thoughts on that when I've seen it, but I have heard good things. I've heard it's fun. I haven't heard it's great, but I've heard it's fun, and so I'd recommend going out and seeing it. So I'd say I heard it's good. It might even be great. It's just one of those movies like, storyline-wise, I heard it's kind of on the weak side, but it's fun. It's funny. It's enjoyable. You know, what I've heard, and I trust the person who I heard it from. So yes, so I would currently recommend it, though I'll give my personal review after I've seen it. Besides that, there's not been a lot going on. Terra is still pretty hype, pretty sexy. Terra, the person, not the game. I haven't played Terra in a while. The game, not the person. I don't know how I would play him, but I don't think I want to discuss that. Man, he's been giving me a lot of weird suggestions for YouTube. Like, as fun as that sounds, as much as I know you would enjoy that, I don't think people want to see me do weird things on YouTube. So, no. I'm sorry. I'm going to stick with the safety of Let's Playing and vlogs and maybe some live streams. You know. I'm not telling you anything. I'm not, no. That is not my style. He clearly overestimates my insanity, which I think people tend to do. And I'm like, you've You've overestimated it. I overestimated. Yeah, I'm like, no. I'm not that crazy. I'm just, yeah, I'm normal. Crazy? I'm normal crazy? I don't know. I'm just something. Whatever. So, yeah, I think that's it. So I've gone over E3 and over the live streams and over the Sapere. I don't really go over the Sapere, but I just yeah, I'm like he's Sapere. What else do you want? He's a pair. He's the Sapere, which I don't really know what that means. But yeah. He's also Twilight Sparkle, Princess of the Night, or something. I'm like, okay. he recently changed his Skype for the fun of it, and I'm like, that's totally legit. It's funny, I bring that up right as my background changed to Twilight. Anyways, I probably shouldn't bring that up on something we can't see my background, unless I showed you a mirror. I have a mirror behind me, actually, so you can probably see it, kind of, not really. Maybe I didn't really leave the mirror open. I don't plan to get off screen for very long to look at it. But yeah. So not a lot else to say, but overall I don't recommend what I've been doing, but overall it's still been fun. Oh yeah, commenters. I did want to mention, I still love getting comments. Anytime someone comments, I love getting them. But I want to apologize because I realized I haven't been responding to that many comments recently. And like I said, I've been busy with stuff. But overall, also, I just, like, a lot of times someone will leave a comment, and I'm like, I don't know what to say. I'm like, that's awesome. But what do... I don't know why I started shifting my chair, but now it's distracting me. But I don't know what to say. I don't know, yeah. And sometimes I'll just check my comments, so it's inconvenient to reply back, because I'm like, because, like, sometimes I'll do it when I first get up in the morning. I'll be like, let's see what people are saying on my channel, and then I'll be like, I'm too, tired to answer back. Not tired, but, groggy or whatever. Morning tired. Yes. Made me think of other things. Ha. Morning wood. Anyways, it's stupid. Yeah. But, so yeah, I appreciate it, and I am sorry if I ever don't get back to someone's comment. Or if hopefully I never come off as rude. I don't think I ever have, but I'm never sure. 'Cause I'm like, yeah, it's just hard for me to keep in mind, like, I don't know, because it's weird talking to fans, and it's really cool talking to fans, but, sometimes I'm like, I'm not sure, if someone's commenting, should I talk to them like a friend, because then sometimes maybe they don't quite get something that I'm, saying, because, well, yeah, it's an inside joke or something, like, that doesn't really work. No, whatever. Then again, I guess you guys watch our YouTube channel, so, as long as I'm not too creepy. And that reminds me of the slime rape. It's the best. Slimes. Okay, so anyways, I'm like, I think that's it. That is the last I can think of, and I've been at this for almost a freaking hour, of course. Almost a freaking hour. that's I need to start making these a little less long, a little less lengthy. But yeah, I guess I should go ahead and go. I would like normally with a video long like this, I'd split into parts. With vlogs, I've realized there's not really a point to it. I don't think. So I don't think I'll split it into another part. I think I'll just leave it super long, and if ever anyone wants to not watch that whole thing, I can understand. But yeah, part of the nice things about vlogs is it also allows me to be a little lazy with things. Also occurs to me it's probably still too dark in my room, and it's probably gonna upset people. So next time, if this is too dark, I'll turn on some lights. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.